Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast. For my daily listeners, y'all know that my friend and legal journalist Megan is good people. But Megan, nobody told you to go out and bet 50 Cent $500,000 on the ASAP Rocky trial. Yes, I know 50 and I know you, but I want no part of this. What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, y'all know how I get down. Y'all know what day it is. Are you ready for it? It's Friday, and I have a great show set up for y'all. Yo, I'm in a great mood today. All right, I have one lead story. We're going to kick it off by talking about speculations about an all-female crew, Endeavor Air, being responsible for the Delta Airlines flight that crashed in Toronto. And also, Delta Airlines is offering $30,000 to each passenger. In quick news, we're going to talk Cameron, Tory Lanez, A$AP Relli, Kanye West, Lizzo, Will Smith, Dame Dash, Neo, Donald Trump, Angela Bassett, Tupac Shakur, J. Cole, Lady Gaga, 50 Cent, Doechii, and Jennifer Hudson. As always, we're going to close out the show with comment of the day, social discussion of the day, and of course, question of the day, and a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, or your devices up. I'm about to start this Friday show. Let's go. Breaking news. Coi Leray is still pregnant. All right, we're joking around a little. This is not really breaking news, but for those of you who watched yesterday's episode, I put it in social discussion, but we were talking about Coi Leray and her baby daddy, Trippy Redd, that I really don't like. And I put out the red flag out there and I was like, yo, Coi Leray, are you still pregnant or not? Because the big discussion online is she still pregnant? Because she's only been posting pictures of herself from the past, not pregnant. So somebody from her team reached out and put us in contact. And I was like, yo, people really actually think you're not pregnant out here anymore. And then I open up my phone today and I see Coi Leray on Shade Room, and it says, Coi Leray shows off her growing belly. So you have the Trent Out Loud podcast to thank for that. I went and I checked in her on her Instagram stories, and here is a picture of her showing off her very pregnant belly. For those of you who don't know the drama between her and her baby daddy, Trippy Redd, they've been going back and forth on Twitter and on social media, and she put out a tweet saying, women are going to be women. They're always going to be out there doing their thing, going after men, whether they're in a relationship, they have, somebody pregnant or not. And she doesn't blame the woman. She blames the man. The man should be 100% committed. If you guys want to hear more about the discussion, check out social discussion from yesterday. And then I was dragging Trippy Redd for him saying, I can't remember his tweet. It's something like, all the women that I did something wrong, I'll do it again, which is so whack. You know what I mean? And that's what led me to believe that maybe they didn't have a kid, that she wasn't pregnant anymore. And like I said, if you couple those tweets with the fact that she wasn't posting her belly anymore like she did 2 months ago, I was like, yo, what's going on? But anyways, we can confirm, it was 100% confirmed, and Shade Room and Coi Leray confirmed that she is still with child. So shout out to Coi Leray, and shout out to me, all right, for confirming that. So like I said, it's not really breaking news, but it's Friday. We want to have fun. We can go on to lead stories. Shout out to Coi Leray and her team. Our first lead story, Kendall Swanson identified as alleged pilot of Delta flight that crashed upside down in Toronto. Unverified sources claim the 26-year-old was piloting the Delta plane that crashed upside down in Toronto. Okay, before I even read this article and go on, I just want to preface it with, this is speculation. It has not been confirmed. My cousin, shout out to Sheridan, what's up? She watches every day. She sent me this that I'm going to post up for you right now. And it says, the plane that crashed in Toronto was a Delta flight operated by Endeavor Air, a small airline obsessed with all-female unmanned flights. And she says, yo, what do you think about this? And I was like, first of all, I don't think there's anything wrong with an all-female crew, so this has nothing to do with it. But I actually don't know if it's true. And then I went and I Googled, and I see that there are a couple of media publications putting this out, and I found one, but we don't know if it's true. This is what people are just saying online. Okay, so I'm going to read it to you, and then of course I'll let you know my thoughts and throw it to you guys to let me know. But just straight off the bat, applaud Endeavor Airlines if they're an all-female operating crew. You guys know I love all of this, but the interest is, you're going to hear in the article, is that now they're trying to blame it on DEI. And I've always told you guys about DEI. It's not a race thing. It also involves women, disabled people, and people from the LGBTQ plus community. So I don't know if this is just, them trying to bring DEI into it. We'll see. All right, let's get on to the article. While Endeavor Air has yet to officially disclose the name of the pilots, speculation on social media is circulating that Swanson was at the controls during the incident. Swanson, who was recently certified as an airline transport pilot on February the 9th, 2025, had a relatively brief career in aviation. Rumors circulate that just a year ago, she was an instructor pilot for small propeller aircraft and had only been licensed to co-pilot a small jet before the crash. The Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, Airman Certificate Database confirms her ATP certification, but notes that Swanson did not meet the required aeronautical experience to serve as pilot in command. And here is the letter, again, alleged letter from the FAA, and it's highlighted here, and it says, Holder does not meet the pilot in command aeronautical experience. So, anyways, let me go on. The incident has sparked intense discussion on social media, with some raising concerns about the role of diversity, equity, and inclusion policies in the hiring practices of airlines. Endeavor Air, a regional carrier for Delta, has actively promoted its commitment to diversity inclusion, highlighting all female unmanned flights. And here is a post allegedly from Twitter. Says, the flight that crashed in Toronto was a Delta flight operated by Endeavor Air, a small airline obsessed with all-female unmanned flights. Some users on social media platforms have speculated whether Swanson's hiring was influenced by DEI initiatives, though this remains unconfirmed. As the investigation continues, the focus remains on the tactical factors of the crash and the actions of the pilots involved. Okay, so let's break this down and get into it. Couple of things. What about flights? Well, actually, no, I shouldn't say a couple of things. The first thing that I really want to highlight that I find ironic is, what about a flight that has two men pilots? How come that's not a thing? Like, we have been covering all week flights that have been going on, and when there's two men, nobody highlights and be like, whoa, there's two men. So why are we highlighting that there's two women, or two women pilots, and then 3 or 4 women, what do you call them? They're stewardess. Like, why is this a thing? This is what drives me nuts about this whole DEI. Like, when it's two white men or a bunch of white men, nobody says anything about DEI. But as soon as there is a black person, as soon as there is a minority, as soon as there's somebody from the LGBTQ or a woman, anything, it has to have been diversity, equity, and inclusion. Like, it's just not fair. And like I've said repeatedly on this podcast, I love the idea and concept of DEI, and that is leveling the playing field for everybody. We're not going to deep dive into it today. One of the things I also want to highlight is a user keeps on saying something in the comment section. And every time I talk about DEI, I always say that I pride myself on seeing things from both sides. And on the Republican side, or on the MAGA side, or the right side, I don't want to classify people, but that group over there, they always say that DEI, the reason why they don't like DEI is because they want things to be on a merit system, and they feel like DEI, people try to focus too much on DEI and meeting quotas. And when they're trying to meet quotas, they sometimes don't don't focus on the merit and they only focus on the quota. And while they're focusing on the quota, they're putting people in there that's not qualified. And this user always likes to say, Trent, you know what? Congratulations, kudos to you for saying both arguments and both sides. However, there has never been any proof that anybody has hired anybody in a DEI position that didn't have merit. There has been no physical proof. So I just wanted to shout that person out. I looked quickly and I couldn't find which video. I think it was sometime this week, but I've seen it when I'm looking over the comments. So I hope you're happy that I said that out. Now, yes, there hasn't been any concrete proof of that, and I agree with you. But I just say that is the arguments on the right side or the Donald Trump side or the MAGA side, is that even if there is no proof, they fear that. And my whole conversation or my whole argument for keeping DEI instead of just scrapping it is, even if the right or Republicans believe that you might be only hiring people to fill a quota, then put some systems in place to make sure that that doesn't happen. That's all I'm trying to say, whether there's proof or not. Okay, so let's get back to this flight now. Yeah, I just think there's actually nothing else really to say, right? If it was an all women's flight and something happened, to me, it's irrelevant. So that's what I answered my cousin. Like, it's an irrelevant point. It's a mute point, because why are we not talking about the two men that were in the 7 other crashes that happened? Like, it just doesn't make sense. It's an irrelevant point. Before we close out this whole Delta part, there's another story that is going around about Delta offering passengers $30,000. Now, Delta offers $30,000 to each passenger for the Toronto plane crash. If every passenger accepts the money, Delta will lose $2.3 million. A spokesman, Morgan Durant, said the money is simply just a gesture with no strings attached and does not impact their rights. That sounds a little speculative to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you just offering people $30,000 and be like, take this $30,000, but if you want to sue us or whatever rights that you want to go and look at afterwards, that's no problem, but we just want to give you $30,000. What do you guys think of that? Now, there could be two ways of looking at it, and that's how my brain works. As you guys know, I'm always looking at both sides. Now, $2.3 million is not that much money to Delta. It's pretty much an irrelevant amount of money. So they can just be looking at it to say, look, we can only imagine what you have been through, the fear you have gone through, and we know that there's probably going to be a class action lawsuit. We know there's probably going to be things that happen. But while that is in the process and while the investigation is going on, we just want to give you $30,000 right away. Don't worry about anything. And indirectly, what that will do is I think it will soften the blow of the class action lawsuit that they know is coming. So I think there's a total of, 80 people involved with the passengers and crew, 70, 80 people. If you give them a goodwill gesture before right now, maybe when the class action suit comes along, some people might look and say, you know what, I got my $30,000. I'm alive. Nothing happened to me. Or, I got minor injuries, bumps and bruises. I like how they did it. They gave me 10 free flights and $30,000. I don't need to be part of this lawsuit. Or if they are part of the lawsuit, maybe they don't go as deep. And I think really it's just to set a precedent to just say, before a court orders us to pay you anything, we want to give you this gesture. Does that make sense to you guys? I think that's probably what it is, but it's just, I understand people being speculative of it because it's for sure not no strings attached, whatever. If there isn't something that you have to sign, there's something that you're morally signing in your head, like just, wow, thanks for doing this without having me have to ask for it. So let me know what you guys think of this $30,000 and there be nothing attached to it. But more importantly, y'all know me already. What do you think about if this flight was manned by an all-woman crew? Does that mean anything to you? Should that mean anything to us? Should this even be part of the conversation? And to the right that says we just want to hire people on merit and we don't care if they're a man or woman or black or white or whatever. Why do you always highlight the fact when it's not a white man? You should be highlighting, if you want to highlight it when there's white men, and highlight it when there's all women or black or minority or disabled or LGBTQ plus people. If it should be an equal playing field, why are we even talking about who's in there? Simple as that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Our first quick story. Cameron explains why he never attends Jay-Z's Roc Nation brunch. Another person talking about Jay. While speaking on Gilly the Kid's Club Shay Shay interview, where Gilly said he avoids the brunch because everyone is fake, Cam made it clear that he does not agree. However, he says he has his own reasons for skipping the event. After mentioning he's never been invited, Cam went on to say, I've done records with Jay-Z. I was actually signed to Jay-Z's company. I actually had a joint venture with Jay-Z and Def Jam. It's not a big deal to me to be around Jay-Z.
Club Shay Shay, and he asked him about the Roc Nation cookout, and Gilly said there's no reason for me to go, and along with his other reasons, and I wanted to know why you never went.
Well, first of all, I was never invited. I've done records with Jay-Z. I was actually signed to Jay-Z's company. I actually had a joint venture with Jay-Z and Def Jam. It's not a big deal for me to be around Jay-Z. Secondly, you got a bunch of people just hanging out, taking pictures.
Y'all remember when the Roc Nation brunch was like more coveted than even going to the Grammy Awards? Like it was the place and the thing to be. I wonder if it will ever be like that again. I mean, they haven't done it in about 2 or 3 years. And I don't think Jay-Z is going to do it again. For those of you who don't know, Jay-Z always had a brunch before the Grammy Awards. And it was literally like the most coveted event to ever be invited to from Jay-Z and Beyonce. But even though Cam didn't throw Jay-Z under the bus like how Gilly did, and we played that for you guys, I think, last week, he kind of like just, went in the back door and kind of threw shade anyways. It was like, yo, what I want to go there for? Like, yo, I know Jay. I was signed it. Like, I don't need to do anything with Jay. So this is just another person kind of stepping on that Jay-Z legacy. We've been talking about this for a couple of weeks. Like, what does everything mean for Jay-Z now? Now, well, when the case first started with him and Diddy and Tony Busby, now that it's been dismissed, I have always been of the thought that Jay-Z should have found or tried to find a way for it not to be public. I know Jay-Z's mentality is, hey, I'm not going to surrender. I want to fight this or whatever. But I don't know if Jay-Z will ever be able to make his name or bring his name back to that elite status. Not only was the industry changing and Jay's getting older, but this last incident with Diddy, I think, was a thing that just put it over the top. And we're going to see a new generation of artists or people in the music industry not having the same respect for Jay-Z that people once had. So let me know what you guys think about this. Is it over for Jay and Beyonce? Do they still have this hold on the industry where the king and the queen, or are we going to see a new wave coming through? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Our second quick story. Tory Lanez plans to release a new album in 3 weeks. And by the way, yes, he's still in jail. Take a listen.
Party Next Door showed his best work of 2025. And Drake showed his best work in 2025. We can show his best work in 2025. And now it's time for me to come out, even though my circumstances.
My bigger issue with this is Party Next Door put out his best work in 2025. Drake put out his best work in 2025. And The Weeknd? What is this guy talking about? Like, what are they feeding Tory Lanez in jail? What? Anyways, I'm not a big Weeknd fan, but I'm pretty sure this last album was not his best album. Y'all let me know in the comment section. I don't know. But definitely not Drake and Party Next Door's best work. Are you guys excited for some Tory Lanez? I was actually watching the Vybz Kartel Drink Champs interview. Really good interview, by the way. And he was talking about how he used to record in jail on an iPad and an iPhone 5. He said is the best way to record. He used to bring up his mattress and make it into, like a sound room or like a little booth in his jail cell. And I totally forgot like how many albums Vybz Kartel released while in jail. I mean, this guy was in jail for 13 years. And Fever was actually released while he was in jail. And it was literally on Billboard. I think, can't remember the position, but he was like, yo, it's on radio doing everything all on just craziness. So, Tory Lanez does have an opportunity, right, to put something out. I just don't know if people are really feeling or checking for Tory Lanez right now. He does have his appeal coming up. There's still a lot of people on his side with the whole Megan Thee Stallion thing, but I don't know if we're really checking for a Tory album right now. I think he should concentrate on his case and get out. Then maybe he could give us some music, but shout out to Tory. Our third quick story. A$AP Relli's Instagram account shares message following A$AP Rocky's non-guilty verdict. A$AP Relli said, gossiping is a form of entertainment for people who have no meaningful goals or purpose in life. Hate me, bring shame to my name, say bad things about me, I don't care. Your existence doesn't add any value to my life. Gossiping? Bro, you're the one who got up on the stand and lied and perjured yourself, and we all found out that you're trying to extort one of your childhood friends. What are you talking about, dog? Like, it's not gossip, it's fact. Gossip is when we don't know what we're talking about and making up stuff. We dragged you yesterday. We played the courtroom tapes and everything. Like, just come out. Actually, you should just come out and not say anything because it's embarrassing. You've embarrassed yourself. But, you know, if you are going to come out, geez, I really don't even know what to think. like, he couldn't, and that's probably why he wrote this, because he can't come out and say anything because he just looks like a clown. Anyways, for those of you who want to know more about A$AP Relli, check out yesterday's episode. He was dragged pretty well. Our fourth quick story. Kanye West with a post about his daughter's second favorite artist after Tyler, the Creator, reportedly liked his recent post. Gosh, how desperate is Kanye? Like, there's a post, Tyler, Creator, liked it. And Kanye said, my daughter's second favorite artist still loves me as a rapper. We all like one big happy family, and I'm that N-word that shows out even when there's white people around. What? Like, what? Anyways, I think Ye's just desperate to show that, hey, this is one person that still's liking my comments. And just because somebody liked your comment, I don't remember. Yeah, it doesn't even show what the comment is here of what he said, but it looks to me like it's something that has to do with A$AP Rocky. So it's not anything that has to do with Kanye that he liked. He's probably just showing support. But I think Kanye is just so desperate to show us that, like, yo, some people are still paying attention to me. Nobody's paying attention to you, Kanye. Like, nobody cares. Our fifth quick story. Lily Phillips, who went viral for being with 100 men in one day, claims that she's pregnant. Lily went viral for being with 100 men in one day and has revealed that she is pregnant. Lily, known for her controversial stunts, posted on Instagram a photo showing herself with a baby bump and 2 positive pregnancy tests, captioning, "The secret is out, baby Phillips 2025. While Phillips didn't reveal the father or when she learned she was pregnant, some speculate it could be another viral stunt. Phillips previously made headlines when she became emotional after being with 100 men in a day, and then later went on to top it, being with 1,000 men. I was waiting for that part. I don't know why the headline is she went viral for being with 100. Who cares about that? A couple of months later, she was with 1,000 in one day. Obviously, I mean, either way you look at it, she's trolling, because if she is really pregnant, of course it's a troll, because we're all going to think it happened on one of those 2 eventful days, and she'll have to give 1,000 people a test to find out who the baby daddy is. Or it's just a troll and it's a fake baby bump. I would ask you guys to let me know what you think, but I really don't think you guys care. But it's just funny. Our 6th quick story. Social media users respond to X trends with questions they have to ask Lori Harvey. This was hilarious. So somebody, I guess Arnold, I don't know who Arnold is, but he says, if you had to ask Lori Harvey anything, what would you ask her? So one person said, why you do Michael B. Jordan like that? Hilarious. Somebody said, why did you date Diddy and his son? I totally forgot that she dated Diddy and his son. Like, I know y'all love Lori Harvey out here, but isn't that questionable? Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys don't love her. Let me know in the comment section. Another person said, why y'all never go for Ivy League men? Y'all really just love the hood aesthetics. BBY, you are not from here. Okay. Another person said, when are we retiring the baby hairs? Wow, Lori do be having baby hairs all the time, but it's cute though. I like the baby hairs. Another person said, why do you move like an N-word? Yo, they never let up on Lori. Am I wrong? Like, is she still like the catch in Hollywood? Like, I'm not saying that she's not a pretty woman. I'm not saying that she's not nice, but I just feel like the history is starting to history a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about Harvey. I'm staying at it this one. Our 7th quick story. Okay, now show out Lizzo. All right, Lizzo is out here making rounds, putting out selfies on the gram, and Lizzo is looking good. For like my day ones, you know how much I love Lizzo. I used to literally go off on people who talk bad about Lizzo. I love her. I just love her mentality. I just like her outlook on life. I'm a big Lizzo fan. And I've always vouched for her when she said, listen, I'm healthy. This is just how I am. This is how my body is made up. And she's healthy. People like Candace Owens would used to drag her, and I used to stand up for her. And it looks now that like she is starting to lose some weight. And regardless if she is heavy or lighter or mid or whatever, Lizzo is just always comfortable in her own body. And that's what I love about Lizzo. So if she is comfortable like this now, being slimmer, I'm happy for her. If she's comfortable when she was bigger, happy for her too. So whatever state she is, as long as she is happy and it looks like she is, I'm all for it. So shout out to Lizzo. Let me know what you think. Lizzo, looking good, man. Holla at me. Our 8th quick story. Will Smith says Zendaya will be approached for a role in Hancock 2. All right. Come on, Hancock 2. While streaming, Will Smith says that Zendaya would be approached for a role in the sequence of the movie. Why do they always put the caption the same as the title? I read the title and I read the caption. It's the same thing. Such a waste of my time. They said, roommates, do you see them together on the big screen? I really don't, to be honest with you. A lot of people are like getting excited for this, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm really excited to see Will and Zendaya in like a superhero kind of movie. I don't know. And I'm a big Will Smith fan. I'm a huge Zendaya fan. Y'all know I love Euphoria, but I don't know. It's not that I wouldn't be excited for them to be together, just not in a Hancock movie. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. Anyways, here is a clip, and he was with Montreal streamer XQC. I don't know if this was in Montreal, but anyway, shout out to XQC. Take a look.
I'm gonna give you one little piece. Zendaya will be being approached for Hancock 2, for a role in Hancock 2.
People are dragging him for calling her Zendaya. I cannot drag anybody for mispronouncing anyone's name because daily I mispronounce people's names, but I am honest about it with my dyslexia. So I don't know what Will's excuse is, but yeah, people are dragging him for calling her Zendaya. It's Zendaya, Will. I just said I wasn't going to drag him, and then I called him out for that. Horrible trend. Our 9th quick story. Dame Dash hit with a default judgment in defamation lawsuit. Judge says Dame reportedly violated court orders. According to a report, a judge recently issued a default judgment against Dame Dash in a defamation lawsuit filed by filmmaker Josh Weber. The judge criticized Dame for repeatedly violating the court's order, including missing mediation and failing to submit pretrial documents. The lawsuit stems from Dame's comments on a podcast where he accused Weber of stealing from him in 2022. Dame claimed, "What I lost was defamation because these guys triggered me and stole my ideas." Weber alleged that Dame Dash remarks cost him $4 million in a contract, and he has until March the 3rd, 2025 to prove the damages is ongoing. Dame's legal troubles with Weber stem back from 2016 when he was removed as a director of the film called Dear Frank, leading to a series of lawsuits. I don't understand Well, I do understand. But Dame Dash goes on these podcasts and says these things and always gets himself in trouble. Now, I'll tell you the reason why he does it is because he's getting paid to be on these podcasts. And the more clicks that he gets during these podcasts, the more people will pay him to go on their podcast. So I know why he does it, and it's for the clickbait of it all, but you're going to end up back in court and have to pay lawyers. So why are you going on these podcasts, Dame? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Our 10th quick story. Neil's alleged fourth girlfriend revealed. She's reportedly one of his dancers. Neil's love life is making headlines once again as a clip is circulating online appearing to reveal his alleged fourth girlfriend. The video montage shows Neo and the woman working out, relaxing, and getting intimate. While her name hasn't been confirmed, reports claim she's one of his background dancers. This revelation comes after Neo and his 3 known partners went viral when a video showed him giving each of them a kiss before a performance. Looks like Neo is keeping his roster full. All right, we played you that video sometime this week with Neo having his 3 girlfriends. And I told you guys that my opinion is like, I don't care what he does and he wants to be in a polyamorous relationship. That's fine. It's 2025. But this is starting to bother me because without diving too deep into polyamorous relationships is still a relationship, right? So if you are in a polyamorous relationship, you are all in this relationship together, those 3 girls. But now if he has a girlfriend outside of that relationship, then it's leading the rest of us to believe that you're not in a polyamorous relationship. You're just a celebrity with a bunch of girls. So that's why people are dragging you. Like, either say you're in a polyamorous relationship with these 3 girls, meaning that, or just be quiet and just show up with a bunch of different girls and be with a bunch of different girls. Like, people do it all the time. Chris Brown, Drake, you're single out here, just be single. I think that's why people are dragging him. And now I regret for not dragging him last week. You know what I mean? Like, if you say you're doing something, do it and follow the rules of it. You know, like, it just, why bring it up? It just doesn't make sense. So I agree. I'm on the bandwagon. I'm now dragging Neo. This is ridiculous, bro. You're a single guy, you're a celebrity, and you have a bunch of girls. It's really not a big deal. You don't have to put a label on it to try to be cool in 2025. Like, everything has to be a label now, bro. Like, ridiculous. Our 11th quick story. Boosie, Kodak Black, and Rod Wave among celebrities set to attend Trump's administration's Black History Month celebration. The White House is hosting its annual Black History Month celebration February the 20th, this time under the Trump administration, and the guest list include some big names. Reports state that several athletes and musicians are expected to attend, including rapper Boosie, I'm about to say Kendrick Lamar. We know Kendrick ain't going to be there. Kodak Black and Rod Wave. Other high-profile attendees include former NFL player Jack Brewer, football legend Herschel Walker. Okay, well, that's not big. Herschel Walker and Trump are boys. Republican Senator Tim Scott. Okay, and prison reform advocate Alice Johnson, who Trump pardoned in 2020. Also expected is Elvita King, the niece of civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. While the event is meant to honor Black history, it comes amid backlash over Trump's executive order ending federal diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. The administration has also pressured private companies like Facebook, Amazon, and Target to roll back DEI initiatives, moves that have sparked major debate. Despite Trump signing a Black History Month declaration calling for the national observance of Black History Month, a Defense Department directive now states that identity months are over with. This means federal agencies can decide whether or not to recognize Black History Month and other cultural observances like Women's History Month. Some, like the Department of Transportation, have already opted out. So, boo on the Department of Transportation. I don't want to get into another DEI thing. I feel like we talked enough about DEI this week. Look, Kodak Black was pardoned by Donald Trump. That's why he's going to show up and be there for Trump. Boosie is looking for a pardon. He has asked Donald Trump. That's why he's going to be there. And Rod Wave, I don't know why he's going to be there. I already told you why Herschel Walker is going to be there. He's already boys with Trump. Tim Scott, Okay, we all know about Tim Scott. You know what I mean? He's, campaigned for Trump. So we're not seeing anybody shocking or prevalent. Like, we're not seeing any more of the Rick Rosses, the Nellies, Snoop Dogg, Soulja Boy. So I don't think we're going to get any major backlash from those people. And I guess my 2 cents about the Black History Month thing, the same thing, I'm going to say the same thing like I said when I read his declaration. And we did do the research, and he did sign a declaration to notice Black History Month and observe the month. It's counterproductive to sign something like that, have an event at the White House, but then in the background, you're doing everything you can to stop Women's History Month and all the other initiative months from really actually serving purpose. To celebrate one day and have a party for Black History Month, and then maybe you might do something for Women's History Month or Hispanic Month or LGBTQ, and just have one day. It's almost like a slap in the face, right? Where it's like, okay, you can come to the White House and party, but the actual work that needs to be done to help the people, women, people from the LGBTQ community, people, Black people, minorities, people with disabilities, the actual hard work, those are the things that you're stopping. I would not want to go to this party. If I was invited, I would boycott it and I would not attend. So that's just my 2 cents. You can let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Our 12th quick story. Angela Bassett speaks on losing Oscar to Jamie Lee Curtis. She says, "I was devastated." Angela Bassett is reflecting on her 2023 Oscar loss and the emotions that came with it. In her Town and Country cover story, the actress opens up about losing Best Supporting Actress for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever to Jamie Lee Curtis, saying, "I found it interesting that I wouldn't be allowed to be disappointed at an outcome where I thought I was deserving." While she made it clear she was happy for Curtis, Bassett admitted that the loss stung at the time. "I love applauding people, but I didn't think that was a gift. I thought it was a given." Though she did not win in 2023, the icon was honored with an honorary Oscar in 2024 for her contributions to the industry. During the acceptance speech, she acknowledged trailblazing actresses who paved the way, including Ruby Dee and Cicely Tyson. Okay, when I saw this, I was like, hold on a second. Has Angela Bassett never won an Academy Award? So I Googled this, and how many Oscars has Angela Bassett won? After 2 nominations, Angela Bassett wins an honorary Oscar. Bassett was nominated in 1993 for her portrayal as singer Tina Turner in What's Love Got to Do with It, and in 2022 for Black Panther. What? Angela Bassett has not won an Academy Award? Yo. And I don't want no honorary Oscar. Nah, don't give me that, yo. I'm not putting that up in the mantle. No. Angela Bassett needs and deserves an Academy Award. Are you kidding, man? One of the best actors to do it, and definitely like top 3 female actresses ever of all time. So shout out to Angela Bassett. I really love her. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Our 13th quick story. Tupac Shakur's Unaliving trial postponed to 2026 as new evidence allegedly suggests suspect Keffe D is innocent. All right, that's why I wear my Tupac shirt today. Like, this is ridiculous. We've waited how many years? 25 years? Like, this is ridiculous. I can't believe it's been postponed again. The long-awaited trial for Tupac Shakur's Unaliving has officially been delayed in the light of alleged new evidence. Listen to this. This evidence is crap. A judge reportedly postponed the case against Keffe D during a hearing February the 18th after his legal team claimed they had a new witness who could prove his innocence. No DNA, no anything like that. Like a witness? This happened 25 years ago, man. Keffe D, who was charged in 2023 for allegedly orchestrating Tupac's 1996 Las Vegas Unaliving, has always maintained his innocence entering a non-guilty plea. It's widely believed that his nephew, Orlando Anderson, was the actual person who did it, especially since he was reportedly attacked by Tupac just before the incident. Anderson was later unalived in 1998. KVD's lawyers argued they need more time to investigate and interview witnesses who could clear his name. The judge agreed and said, "It looks like there are quite a few things that are left to be done to get this case prepared so that Mr. Davis, KVD, can have an effective counsel." The trial, originally slated to begin next month in Vegas, has been rescheduled to February the 9th, 2026. Oh my gosh, man. What do y'all think? Is KVD innocent, or is this just another delay tactic? Oh my gosh, man. Didn't KVD get on with DJ Vlad and spill everything anyways? Like, if he wasn't the person who actually did it, he was there, he knew what was happening, he was in the car, he admitted to being in the car. Like, yo, I want this case to be over with, and I want him to just never come out of jail ever again. You know what I'm saying? Like, this makes me mad. Why do you need a year to talk to somebody if you have a witness? I understand if it's something like that takes time. Like, there's no reason for this. And whatever. This is just a delay tactic, but KVD will eventually spend the rest of his life in jail. I believe that. Our 14th quick story. Cole shares a life update saying he's balancing music and family life. Yeah, okay. Cole is giving his fans a life update. In a new blog post, he admitted he hasn't been very consistent with his updates, writing, "I know, man, I know. I'm off to a bad start with the consistency, but I'm a do better watch." He explained, "I've been locked in doing the music and balancing family life. It's a juggling act that a blog post wouldn't do justice in explaining." To keep things active, Cole said that he'll be bringing others onto the platform. "I think I'm just going to let others post on here to keep the vibes up. It will keep me motivated to check in every day and fuel the desire to post more. Fans might not mind the inconsistent updates if it means they're going to get new music on the way." Cole, you know you just don't know what to do after the Drake and Kendrick beef that you got caught in and that you ran away from. And now you don't know how people are going to accept you. You don't know like what kind of music to make. Stop it. This is you just trying to be quiet. And I understand, but just come out and be real about, I'm balancing family life and stuff. You don't know what to do. You don't know what moves to make. At least Kendrick has dropped and Drake has dropped. Whether you don't like Drake's album like I don't or not, at least he dropped. You got to give him credit for that. You hiding, bro. You know what I'm saying? Stop it. Our 15th quick story. Lady Gaga confirms Telephone Part 2 hints at Beyonce's return. I totally forgot about the song that they had, Telephone. That was a dope track. Lady Gaga just gave fans the update that we've all been waiting for. Telephone Part 2 is happening. I don't know if it's something we've all been waiting for, but I digress. In a new interview with Vanity Fair, Gaga was asked if the sequel for her 2009 hit with Beyonce was in the works, and she gave a simple yes. As for when, she admitted, "I don't know." And when asked if Beyonce would be involved again, and she teased, "Maybe." What? How could you have a follow-up without Beyonce? It makes no sense. It was released in 2009. Telephone became a cultural moment thanks to the cinematic music video, which ended on a cliffhanger, sparking years of fans' theories and demands for a follow-up. Now it looks like Part 2 is officially on the way, but will be back to finish what they started. Here's a clip. Take a listen.
Music video for your song Telephone said to be continued at the end. Will it ever be continued?
Yes.
When?
I don't know.
Will this person be in it?
Maybe.
You being truthful?
For those who are not seeing it, she was doing like a lie detector test. So I guess it's like a little bit of a joke or whatever to see if she's going to tell the truth. But she didn't really answer it. But she said that the person said she was telling the truth. So I think that means that Beyonce is going to be on it. We cannot have a Part 2 without Beyonce. Kidding me or what? Let me know if you guys are excited for this. Also, let me know if you guys remember it. I had to go and like watch the video again. I remembered the song, but I didn't remember the video. But shout out to Lady Gaga. I'm a big fan of Gaga. Our 16th quick story. 50 Cent wants his $500,000 after winning the A$AP Rocky bet against reporter Megan Cuffin. He said, I need my money by Monday. Shout out to Megan. Y'all know that Megan is a friend of mine and correspondent, always sends me stuff of what's going on. She's a legal reporter. And she got us all hot water with 50 Cent. 50 Cent is looking to collect after betting on ASAP Rocky, that ASAP Rocky would beat his case. 50 originally said on IG, I got ASAP beating this case, and I'll bet anyone $500,000. That boy ASAP Relli is just lying to get some money. It's the same thing I said. Reporter Megan wasn't convinced, and she responded and said, I will take that bet. Well, the verdict is in. California jury found ASAP Rocky not guilty. Now 50 is pressing Megan for his payout. Taken to Instagram, once again, 50 made it clear that he expects his money by Monday, February the 24th, and said that he'd get his lawyers involved if necessary. Meanwhile, Tory Lanez jumped in to the conversation. Who cares about Tory Lanez right now? Here is the the post that 50 Cent made. This was his original post at the top where it says, I got ASAP Rocky beat in this case. I'll bet $500,000 on it. Megan replied and said, I'll take that bet. And now 50 is like, yo, Megan, I need my money. Megan, I'll put on some calls from you. I know people at G Unit. I'll settle this all out for you, all right? With everything that you have done for us, covering Tory and Megan's case. That's why Tory doesn't like her. And of course with Diddy and Jay-Z. Don't worry, Megan. I got you. Our 17th quick story. Doechii hits back at fans criticizing cosmetic procedures. She says they have no idea I have Botox and fillers. Doechii has never been one to shy away from self-expression, whether through her music, style, or beauty choices. However, some fans have taken upon themselves to dictate what she should and shouldn't do with her appearance. Last year, the rapper and singer received comments on TikTok from fans pleading with her to never undergo any cosmetic surgery. They're concerned that any tweaks to her face would somehow change the Doechii that they admire. But she had the perfect response. She has already had some work done. Doechii said, people make comments to me like, oh my gosh, please never touch your face. If you ever do this or if you ever do that, I will never support you anymore. And Doechii said, I just think to myself, they have no idea that I have Botox and fillers and whatever, and you love me exactly the way I am. Beyond her openness about cosmetic enhancements, Doechii also embraced beauty aesthetics that change traditional norms. She's been known for rocking visible face tape around her temples, a choice she previously explained on TikTok was simple yet bold. Doechii's approach to beauty is a reminder that personal choices, especially regarding one's own body, should never be for public approval. Many fans feel attached to an artist's image, but as Doechii proves, confidence comes from enhancing whatever makes you feel best, whether that's a natural look or a little enhancement. All right, I'm going to put some pictures up of Doechii from the article that she was on from this magazine called The Cut. Here she is looking faboo. I like this one here too, where she's lying down. That's really dope. Y'all know I'm a big Doechii fan. And yeah, you know, people really got to stay out of people's businesses. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you shouldn't do this. I can't support you if you do something. Like, first of all, you don't know what people have done. And if you like somebody, why would it change if they got some enhancements or they got things done? What does that have to do with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, give me a break. As long as you're not doing anything to anybody else, I don't have a problem with you. If I'm a fan of yours, I'm going to stay a fan of yours. Whether you cut your hair, grow your hair, have any cosmetic enhancements, do whatever you want. It's your body. And I think that's why Doechii is saying things like that. Like, if you're my real fan, if you really like my music and you really like me, then you're going to want what's best for me. And I'm doing this for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it bothers me when people get in people's business, man. Jeez. Our 18th quick story. The Jennifer Hudson Show is renewed for a 4th season. Shout out to J Hud. All right, the Jennifer Hudson Show is coming back for a 4th season. The talk show, which premiered in 2022, saw a 21% increase in viewership in January 2025 and has received 10 Daytime Emmy nominations, along with NAACP Awards and GLAAD Media Award nod for 2025. Jennifer Hudson shared in a statement, "It's an unbelievable privilege to spend your days being able to engage with inspiring people from all walks of life to hear their stories and connect and share experiences and to hopefully leave audiences with a little bit more joy than they arrived with. I'm so excited to take this adventure to new heights in season 4. Will you be tuning in? All right, couple of things here. Shout out to Jennifer Hudson. I love J Hud. Second thing, that 25% increase in January, you know where it's from? It's from her spirit walk. I played it for you guys a couple of times, and the most famous one is Aaron Pierre. Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa, and he's going down doing his dance. George Lopez was recently did one. Usher did one. And it just brings me back to what I always say, how online is the new form of media. Yes, she's on traditional TV, and shout out to her. I don't watch traditional TV. I'm always on YouTube personally. And I'm sure a lot of you out there who are watching me on YouTube probably are. But I like that she's carving out a niche for herself, but a lot of her content lives online and on YouTube, and it's drawing people back to her show. So very smart of her to do that spirit tunnel walk, and shout out to her for doing this. The other thing that I wanted to highlight is that comment that she made at the end where she said she really hopes to leave joy to the people who are in her audience, who are watching at home. And I totally feel her on that. Me doing this show daily for you guys, it brings me joy to bring you guys joy. Like it's a feeling that it's like really kind of like inexplicable. Not every day am I always in the best mood ever, but I always get in a great mood to do this show, to know that. And I'm going to read some of these comments in our new segment called the comments of the day. It used to be 1, but now it's going to be 2 because I couldn't just choose 1. Yeah, it really feels good to bring joy to other people. And it really feels good to have a daily show like this. People ask me all the time, like, why do you do a daily show? Why don't you just do a podcast once a week? But it's just nice to get you guys through the week. And that's what I think that she gets out of it, because that's what I get out of it. And that's why I always start off like, it's Monday, like, all right, guys, like, I'm not feeling it either, but we'll get through it together. And then, all right, it's Tuesday. And then you see I get more excited like on Wednesday. And then today it's like, yo, it's Friday. Like, let's go, you know? So I totally feel her. And that's what's so amazing with having a daytime show, is that you really start connecting with people and you start really connecting with your audience. And it's just really nice to put a smile on your audience's face, or the people who's watching you. Or sometimes if it's not a smile, it's, you know, taking their mind off of things, or making them think about things, or giving them another perspective. So I don't know why I'm turning this to me, but just when I read that paragraph, like I totally felt her doing myself a daily show. I know what she feels like. So shout out to J Hud, and shout out to you, the daily listeners, man. We do this for you guys. We love y'all, man.
The Jennifer Hudson Show has been renewed for a season.
Our 19th quick story. Doechii Frost was checked by a man in Target for essaying his sister after he walked up to her and told her that he wanted to get with her right now. He was doing this as a prank, and the brother came up. This says a man, but it's actually her brother. He said, "You are a grown man. Some people will take that seriously, and you could be in trouble." Okay, I'm going to play the video for you. I have to bleep out a lot of stuff, but Doechii's in a lot of trouble for this. And I'm going to play the video, and we'll talk about it on the other side. Take a look.
I'm not going to lie, you look good as on some real shit. Like, I'll f you right now.
Who? One at the right here?
For a number?
Nah, you said more than that. You look so good, I'll f you right now.
Bro, I'm saying, bro, like I'm saying, like I'm saying though, bro, like
it's just a prank.
Shit, we just prank like
you can't be pranking with people like that. That's disrespectful.
Social media users celebrate Doechii Frost being banned from TikTok. I'm so glad. Another person wrote, "I'm so glad Doechii Frost got banned from streaming." So we don't know yet if YouTube is gonna ban him, and I think he's also on. What else is he also on? Well, Twitter. Twitter's not gonna ban him, but he's also on YouTube. So we'll see if YouTube's gonna ban him. There's got to be better ways for you to get views than to be going out in public and risking yourself like this. Like her brother that came up to him, he was nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some dudes that would have came up after you talked to their sister like that, and that could have been a problem. Like, that could have been a big problem. Forget about Twitch. Like, things could have gotten way worse for him. You know what I mean? Like, her brother did him a solid by just being like, yo, I'm just warning you, I didn't like that. And they apologized and they dapped up after, but could have gone wrong. But to my content community out there, I know y'all are out there and, you know, creating content and creating views, and you got to, you know, make your money and you do all your stuff. But there's got to become a point where you're like, hey, I'm not going to cross a boundary, you know? All right, this brings us to comment of the day. Well, actually, now I'm changing it to comments of the day because I can't just choose one. All right, so for those of you who are just seeing this for the first time this week, I think it was on Wednesday's show. I was like, instead of me sitting in my bed looking at the comments and then, you know, saying things to myself, I'm going to pick one or two and read them back. So we have a new segment called Comment of the Day. So this comment was about Stephen A. Smith. Yesterday, we talked about Stephen A. Smith, and I was dragging him a little for saying he was calling out Jay-Z's friends for not coming to his defense. And I was like, how could Jay-Z's friends come to his defense? They weren't in the room. So Stephen A. Smith, who the hell has Jay-Z backed as a friend? You're going hard for a man who was hanging with Diddy for years, then claimed that he wasn't friends with Diddy. And you ask about why nobody backed Jay-Z? You wrong for that BS. Thank you so much for this comment. Great comment. I completely forgot. And that Jay-Z's lawyer completely just disregarded Diddy. Totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. But I was like, yo, how could you just disregard the fact that we've seen them in pictures for the past 20 years and you still try to distance yourself? So very, very, very good point. Love this comment. Anna wrote, enjoy your show. Gen X here, and you help me keep up on younger news so I know what my kids are talking about. All right, well, you're welcome, Anna. Hey, Trent, another great video. Keep those hot topics coming. This made me feel good. It made me feel like I'm like a new version of Wendy Williams with hot topics. So thank you very much, Jupiter Clark. All right, next one is hands down, the worst smell ever is rotten potatoes. All right, so this was an answer to yesterday's question of the day. What was the worst smell? I didn't feel like we had great answers, so I asked everybody. And they said that if you disagree, it's because you have not experienced it. They also said, sorry, I don't know what the name is, but TLB something River. Anyways, said, so funny. I also say, let's go to my dog now when we go for a walk. He gets so excited. So this was from Alice's comment, who was the first one who actually made me think of doing this. And she was like, yo, I say to my kids, let's go. So I didn't know this turned into a thing. I saw a couple of comments where people are like saying, let's go now. So yo, shout out to us. That's our thing. Like Wendy Williams was, how you doing? Ours is, let's go. Let's go. Somebody else said, Gala Robinson said, I love the segment, very educational, knowing you actually read our comments and what others are also thinking. Let's go. So yes, that's to the comment. And Darnell Nielsen, it's so hard when there's no spaces and I'm already bad with names. Sorry if I get getting your names wrong, y'all. They also said, yeah, he is the real deal. So shout out to y'all. Nancy Reed V8Z said, Trent, you really read my comments as your fairy godmother. I'm flattered. Well, thank you, Nancy, my fairy godmother. I am flattered for your comments. Okay, I don't know I'm not even going to try to pronounce, but said, hi, Trent, my husband and I love your podcast. The worst smell is skunk and dog poop. It's so nice to know that like couples sit down and watch the show. See, now I know how Jay Hudson feels. Anyways, thank you guys. Sorry if I didn't get your name, but there's no spelling. So anyways, sorry about that. But I love that you and your husband watch the show. So shout out to y'all. You are the one who is wrong. Stephen A. Smith is right. There are things you will accuse some of my friends of doing. I will vouch for them on oath that they did not do it because I know them. All you bloggers need to do is report these cases fairly and not the one-sided sensationalized reports. Okay, well, D-Man, I'm allowed to say my own opinion. Like, I do report the news that is part of the show, but part of the show is my opinion. And good on you that you would vouch for one of your friends. That's great. However, I'll give you two things to think about. One, Stephen A. Smith was not talking, or I don't think he was talking about Jay-Z's like boys, like his good friends. Like, yeah, maybe I might vouch for one of my best friends if somebody told me something totally out of left field. But Stephen A. Smith was alluding to like his industry friends, i.e. him, where Stephen A. Smith and Jay-Z are industry friends, they're acquaintances. So we're not talking about Jay-Z's family. He was talking about like his industry friends, like other rappers and other entertainers. And who's going to jump out the window for somebody who wasn't there? And second of all, if you would vouch for your friends, that's great. However, I just want to remind you, if you ever do something like that, just be careful, because a court system is a very different thing than vouching for somebody on the playground or on the basketball court. Yeah, I'm going to vouch for you. When you go into court and you vouch for somebody with something and you testify, you could be held accountable for that, one. And two, unless you're there with somebody, you might think that you know somebody. Be careful. It's not too many people that I would vouch for, but I understand your point of view. Rachel Minshew. I'm going to stop reading names because I don't want y'all to get mad at the names. I think it's Rachel. Thank you, Trent, for everything that you do. I look forward to seeing your podcast every day. Keep up the great work from Florida. What? Shout out to Florida. Bam, 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 bam. Yo, do you guys know, I've told you that I am Canadian, well, really Jamaican, but yes, Canadian. But do you know that I was actually conceived in Florida? That's why my heart is American. I was conceived there. That's where the original origins of Trent Out Loud is, from Florida. So I'm actually conceived in Florida, just born in Canada. I'm really a Canadian. I'm really a Jamaican American. You know what I mean? So anyways, shout out to Florida. All right, here, this is three together. Somebody said, love your show, from one Jamaican to another. Teresa said, the worst smell is wet sneakers that haven't been waterproofed. That does stink for sure. So another person said, well, that's their wedding, and shrugging shoulders. Not my style though, but also not my wedding. Your bag, because you pay for it. It's your special day, not ours. All right. So that was to a viral video of somebody's wedding, and the flower girl was twerking. And I asked you guys what you thought about that. And I agree. Didn't bother me at all. All right. I think that's it for the comments. Yeah, that was the last one. All right. You guys keep commenting. Watch them or look at them, read them every day before I go to bed. Thank you for all your comments, and continue letting me know if you guys like this new section, or this new segment called comment section. What? What's wrong with me? It's Friday. All right. This brings us to social discussion of the day. We actually have two today. Detroit mother who lost her two kids after they froze was spotted partying on someone's Facebook Live just days after the incident. All right, so we brought you this story, I think it was probably last week, when a homeless mother of four was sleeping in her car, and she lost two of her children after the van ran out of gas and they froze. And I was very sympathetic towards her, and really dragging their baby daddy, who we showed another clip where he admitted that she called him for help, but because she didn't say that she was homeless, he didn't help her, which is crazy, because regardless if you're homeless or not, they're your kids. Help out your baby mama. Anyways, now a lot of people are dragging her because they felt empathetic towards her, and now they see her on live partying it up. Here's a little video. Take a listen. All right, so here's my thoughts on this, and then you guys could jump and weigh in. You can't tell somebody how to grieve. You just can't. You cannot tell somebody how to grieve. You don't know what happened after that camera was turned off, and you don't know before. Suppose this was a reception. Suppose she decided to have a celebration for her kid's life. Suppose she was at home, sad, alone, and her girlfriends came over and said, girl, we're not leaving you here alone. And they brought over some drinks and some food, and she got to having a good time and started dancing to try to forget about what's going on. Like, I just don't feel it's right for us to tell people how to grieve. Those are her children. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot think and you cannot tell somebody how to deal with that kind of loss. I understand, like I always say, I understand both sides. I can understand how the public who is empathetic to her could, feel like maybe now she was a neglectful mother and maybe the father was right in all of this, but I still don't agree. That's still lost. She is still their mother. And this 5-second video doesn't tell me anything about how the beginning of her day was or the end. But I'll leave that to you guys and let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, our second social discussion of the day. What's one thing you wish you learned earlier in life? All right, so yes, this was proposed as question of the day, but I really wanted to have more of a discussion and not necessarily read answers. And I was watching Vibe Cartel's interview on Drink Champs. Again, this is the second time I'm mentioning it. It's really good. And they asked him the same kind of question, like, if you had to do something over again, or what's something that you would tell your younger self? And he was like, I don't regret nothing, because if I regret anything, let me just go back and see what the exact question is again. Sorry. What's one thing you wish you learned earlier in life? Learned and regret, kind of like the same thing. And he's like, nothing, because I wouldn't be where I am today. And I was doing a Bell talk for mental health for Black History Month. I think it was on Wednesday. Shout out to Mars for hooking that up, by the way. And for those of you who don't know what Bell is in the United States, that's equivalent to like AT&T. Okay. So I was doing a talk, and that was one of the questions they asked me. They're like, Trent, you've been through a lot, ups and downs. You wrote 2 books. You had a national brand. You've made money, lost money, modeling, acting, whatever. Like, what you've lived like, an accomplished life. What's one thing that you wish you could tell your younger self? And I answered the same thing about same thing that Vibes Cartel said. I wouldn't change 1 single second or 1 single minute, because I wouldn't be right here, right now, in front of this camera, in front of this microphone today. And I love every second of my life and where it is. So I wanted to bring this conversation to you. And I feel like a lot of people walk through life with regret. And for my daily listeners, you know that I always try to preach about just being happy that we're here, being happy that we have the opportunity. I have said a couple of times this week, it's a miracle that you have been born. You have a chance of 1 of every 6 trillion of being born. You have a better chance of getting struck by lightning than being born. So the fact that you are able to watch this episode or listen to this episode, that means you have electricity, you have a phone or a laptop or some sort of device, or even if you don't, you're somewhere that you can see. So you're already in the top 5 echelon of the world. You know what I'm saying? There's people who don't have that. So just to close out the week, don't regret. And let's talk about regret. Don't regret. Don't think about the past. And part of what I was talking about during the mental health conference is the kind of therapy that I do is cognitive behavior therapy. And it's about repurposing the bad or the negative in your life and seeing the light in it. And the person who was interviewing me was like, now that you said that, I'm going to go back and watch the interview, and you have everything that you have said about the negative or the positive or whatever that's happened in your life, you've always repurposed it. So I bring that back full circle to say, what's something I wish that I learned earlier in life? Nothing, because my life would have been different than it has now. I learned everything when I was supposed to learn everything. And I think that you guys should feel the same way too. But let me know if you don't. But let me know what you think about this. Do you wish there was something that you learned earlier in life? Or are you just happy the fact of where you are right now? Whether it's negative or whether it's positive, trust me, I've been in a lot of negative places, but take that where you are right now and use it for good, repurpose it, and make your life better. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to question of the day. Would you date someone if your friends were against that person? All right, another person said no. Okay. Pinka82, the GOAT, says yes because my friends don't run anything over here. Okay. Notable Rock 82 says no, I wouldn't date them because my friends pay my rent. Okay, they're being sarcastic. Somebody said I married mine and we're still together, and the friends still ain't got a man and we're no longer friends. All right. 82.5 Gauchier said, if you're not gonna consider their opinion, why are you friends with them? I agree with that. I'm gonna wait till the end. Another person said, yes, it's my world. Hold on. Oh, sorry, I get it. Yeah. Would you date somebody that your friends were against? Yes, because it's my world. Okay. Said friends can ruin your relationship sometimes. Depends on their reasoning. That's where I'm going with this. Somebody else said it's not their relationship. The joke's on you. I don't have any friends. Another person said all friends aren't haters. Some people can see right through somebody that you don't. That doesn't mean good for you. Another person says, yes, I've never cared. Wow. Okay. Due to the fact that I know my friends aren't haters, very unproblematic people, yes, I'm listening to them. Somebody says, it's my relationship, not theirs. Absolutely not dating her. I am. Another person said, I still date them if their family said, I'm still dating them if their family is against them. What? All right. Look, my answer to this question is, I was going to say it's simple. It's not really simple. And maybe I should have picked something more fun for Friday. I felt like both social discussions were serious and we should have had something more fun for Friday. But I'll still answer the question. Yes, I agree that it's your life. I get it. But I think if your friends have something to say, it's because they're seeing something that you don't see. And if, like with that, one person said there, if they're your friends, then why wouldn't you listen to them? Like the friend that you don't listen to, why are they your friends? That makes sense? You know what I mean? Like if my boy is going to be like, yo, I really wouldn't date this person if I were you. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? Then why are they my friends? You obviously don't trust their judgment. You obviously you're not going to be listening to them. Like obviously they're seeing them. They're seeing something that you're not seeing. Now, what I would do, not necessarily listen, but I would have the conversation and see whatever they're saying and then challenge the person who I'm dating that reason. They might not necessarily know why I'm challenging them, but if my friend is like, yo, this girl is like this or like that, and I'm like, what? No, she isn't. I'm going to take that as a grain of salt, and then I'll test that person to see if they really are. And 9 times out of 10, your friend is probably going to be right because you're too caught up in the situation to see it. It's happened to me. So I'll ask the question or I'll put them in the situation and I'll call back my friend and be like, yo, you were so right. That's really where I want to talk to you guys about this. So even if you don't listen to them, take what they're saying and challenge the partner that you're with. Either ask them if you can, if it's a straight up question, or if it's something of, oh, this is the type of person they are, put them in that type of situation. My sister did that with me with a girl who I was dating. And she's like, because of this, because of that, she's not the person for you. And I was like, no, she's not like that at all. And I set up a scenario and I was like, wow, I totally missed that. So that's my Friday advice for you guys. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. Are you dating somebody that your friends are against? Let me know. All right, this brings us to sports news. Breaking sports news. Webby is expected to miss the remainder of the season with a deep vein, I don't even know the right word, deep vein something in his right shoulder. The Spurs just announced. Thrombosis? Yo, Webby, I had high hopes. I know they're never going to win the championship, but Chris Paul's getting older. I think he might retire. Oh, I really like Webby, man. I definitely think he's going to be the face of the league, but if you really feel bad, let me know if any Spurs fans are out there and if you feel like this ruins their chances. Really like Webby. All right, that is my breaking sports news. And of course, that is all I have for sports news. Let's keep it light on Friday. Shout out to Webby. All right, y'all. This brings us to the end of our Friday show. You know what this means for me? My weekend is officially underway. It's Friday! Yo, thank you guys so much. Ooh, that hurt my ears a little. Jeez. Thank you so much for kicking with me all week. Thank you to the new subscribers. Thank you for the likes, the listens, the streams, everything, the podcast downloads. I love y'all, man. Like, yes, I like my weekends, but I do miss y'all over the weekends, all right? And I am thankful for each and every single one of you, just like J-Hud is. Before I let you guys go off on your weekend, I just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trent Out Loud podcast. For those of you who are used to watching on YouTube and you're in your car or you're going on a flight and you're like, wow, how can I listen to the Trent Out Loud podcast? Well, I got good news for you. We are available on all podcast platforms and you could download the episodes. Just go to your desired site, type in Trent Out Loud, the show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And just like YouTube, we upload daily. That was me getting my Oprah on. Daily. Vice versa, for those of you who are used to listening on podcast platforms, please try to come and check me out on YouTube. I'm telling you, it's fun. It's a jam over here, yo. Not only, oops, that's my alarm. Sorry. Not only is it a fun vibe over here, and we have a pop-in comment section. If you think I'm animated on audio, wait till you see me live in person. Trust me, come check me out on YouTube. It is fun. We play videos and pictures. It's just a more interactive experience over here on YouTube. So try to check us out. Just go to YouTube, type in Trent Out Loud. The show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Very important. Guys, subscribe. Don't forget the like button. Don't forget to comment. It is a vibe. I tell everybody I don't do a podcast by myself. I do it with y'all. And this is proof now you see that we have a whole new segment dedicated. How do y'all feel having your own segment on the Trent Out Loud podcast? It's my show and you have your own segment. Jeez. I told you I love y'all, man. And also after you comment, please try to share the show if you liked it and you want to share it with people because it helps in growing the channel. You can tell I'm in a good mood. For those of you who want to follow me on any social platform, it's always the same handle, Trent Out Loud. And on Instagram, I actually reshare your comments over the weekend in my story. So you can check that out on Instagram. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Have fun. Spend time with your loved ones. Do whatever you got to do. But make sure you come back here for Monday morning's show. Have a great weekend, y'all. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace!